What's happening, good people? We got another product in the mail today from those lovely people from Strich. Pretty cool little case. I was expecting something a little bit bigger pedal board wise, but yeah. It's the, I guess you would say like a flight rig type of pedal board, but pretty much comes with a small little board. Feels pretty sturdy. Got built-in screws here on the side, so it's not all one piece. You have your built-in little power supply. One little strip of the Velcro, and it looks like the power cable, and that's about it. See, hopefully they come with some of the connections too. Yep, they do. That's good. Sometimes they don't. It has 9 total outputs. It has 5 that are 9 volt, 100 milliamps. Then 2 9 volts. One is 300, and the other one's 700 milliamps. And then a 12 volt at 500 milliamps and an 18 volt at 500 milliamps. Then it has the DC in, and it also has a USB out. So we're just gonna get this on the bench and just throw a couple pedals on, see the layout, see how it fits and everything like that. All in all, general impression, doesn't look too bad for like a little mini fly rig. I don't think you're gonna get too many full-size pedals on here. But let's check it out. All right, so we got it here on the bench over here. And to me, the size of the pedals here, when you see it advertised, they have a lot of the Strich size pedals, which work really well. I mean, it's Strich branded, so you're thinking, you know, that's going to be your typical size. Then you have, you know, the Big Muff's a little bit bigger as far as that, but still fits good. Then you get into the Boss territory. Now we're getting bigger than that. And there you are. And then you know, I'm just using this as an example for size, and actually put them in somewhat of a maybe order you might want to have them in. So when you start actually looking at the overall size, they have 5 of their pedals on there. So right there we're looking at way too tight. Just from side jacks alone, most of them kind of line up the same. So you really have to get specific. Really, you can't do jacks like this because you need to have that much space in between. And even some of the flat jacks, which I actually had a box of them hiding somewhere, obviously, but can't find them right now. Well, you kind of get what I'm talking about. So you're really going to have to limit yourself to four pedals here. That's going to get you the most optimal space. And then also for something to consider is that if you're going to, you know, when shipping, obviously you're not, this would be from your guitar, this would be out to your amp, and you don't have to worry so much about the side. But so when we throw actually some top mounted pedals in there, you got this going on, that going on, that going on. Makes it so you can get a little bit tighter, but then you're gonna have big loops unless you get your specially custom made ones. And even still, the jacks, you'd have to make it just enough room. So you're still probably gonna get 4 out of it. And then you have to do with the funky little thing of going in and out, in and out. It doesn't really give you all that much room for doing a into an effects loop, unless you had something top mounted. That's not so bad then. That actually might even work in your favor. For a decent little fly rig, it's not all that bad. If you ever want to make really cheap Velcro pedal boards, you could use the command strips. I don't have too many of the smaller pedals to actually showcase because I sold a lot of those cheap no-name brand ones, but when you start looking at them, they almost get to a point where they might not Velcro. You're not going to have too much connection to it, but you can get a lot more of these smaller. Let's see, I got my whole box of pedals over here. Obviously this is for illustration purposes only, but when you start looking at the smaller pedals, you could probably get a lot more on there. You can really get the 5 on there. You might be able to cram a 6 on there. And they're going to be centered enough that stepping on them isn't going to be an issue. Yeah, I mean, you can also go sideways with a couple. So that's kind of nice. That gives you a lot of room there. So you could do things like that. You can even probably run 2 like that. Then you would have something coming in a loop like this. So it gets a little, but no, I mean, it's Pedalboard. Hey, the only other issue is that it's so small that you're not going to really be able to use any other supply than these type, because here's my other one that I've used before, and obviously that's not going to fit in there, but it doesn't look like this is a mounting bracket, so you're really kind of tied into the proprietariness of this. But you know, for this price, you're getting a power supply along with a nifty little travel. So let me know what you thought about it. If you're gonna pick one up, there's a link down below. So the 3 things I really like about this is that it has the built-in power supply, so it's kind of cool. It's really sturdy for, you know, home use, maybe light gigging, not studio tour world grade type thing. And the bag that it came in was actually pretty cool itself too. What I didn't like about it also is the fact that it's a built-in power supply, because it really is basically proprietary to this one. You have to, I don't even know if they sell replacement ones or if you have to buy the whole thing. You're not going to be able to fit like I showed you, the one that I normally use. You would have to get a smaller one that would possibly fit under this one. So that might be a deal breaker for you. The size is definitely not something that may be suitable for you. Again, depending on what type of pedals you use, top mounted, side mounted, anything like that. There's really not much room for routing underneath here for the cable. So everything is going to be protruding out past the small footprint of this pedal. So in the bag, you probably are going to have to disconnect top mounted cables. And if I had to pick I think that was 3 things, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's really a 3rd thing, if there wasn't 3 already, but let me know what you thought about it. Yeah, you've all been a fantastic audience, and as always, stay tuned.